Hey everyone, it is Ladero and it is Tuesday, May 31st. I think of the day. It is Tuesday, May 31st at 3:40 p.m. I know it's a little bit later than I normally like to do jobs and things like that, but this one came across my desk because I was doing some back-end office stuff and I accepted it because it's 10 minutes from my house. This one is a scene inspection, so this is my first time doing one, but just looking at the job and just trying to see what it entailed, it seems to be pretty easy. So I'm just at a four-way intersection right now, four-way directional intersection. I just have to count the traffic lights, what kind of traffic lights there are, whether they're hanging or standing, if there's any directional arrows on the ground, and also I have to take pictures by facing a certain direction. So for this job, I do need a compass app, which I already purchased. I think it was, oh my gosh, I think I paid $4.99 for it. I'll have to double check, but it's actually an app that I use for my gardening. So I can tell exactly which direction I'm facing to plant my crops the best way, right? And so I'm like, oh, I can just use that for this job. So yeah, I just have to hop out, face the proper direction, snap a couple photos. It looks like there's gonna be about 11 or so photos that's required. And then I have to answer a few questions. But yeah, let's see how long it takes me. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it now so I can start this job exactly at 3:45 p.m. and I'll update you guys as soon as it's done. So let's go do this. See you in a second. Okay, everyone, that's over. It is done. Current time right now is 4:08 p.m. It did take me a moment. I had to dance around traffic, right? I had to run back and forth because they needed photos and documentations from each direction, north, south, east and west. And so I had to wait for traffic lights and run over there and grab some photos and run across the other side and grab photos. But I got it all done. It's hot. It is 90 degrees out here, if I didn't say that already. It's hot today, so it took me a little bit longer than my normal 15 minutes. So with that being said, that was 15 plus 4:05 would have brought us up to 20 minutes. So it took me 5, 6, 7, 8, took me 24 minutes to get this one done. So a little bit extra time. This again was my first one like this. And so now I know what to expect. And now I have a system. If I accept more like this, now I can create a system where I batch things. So I'm on this side of the street, then just cross and get this side. And then I go and fight traffic and get everything on both those sides. It's not only just traffic lights, but it's also the surrounding businesses and buildings and labeling exactly what those are. And so, yeah, it took me a little bit more time. But again, 24 minutes and I'm out of here. This job, because I took so long, is making me less than $1 a minute. So what I was initially saying was that when I'm doing these inspection jobs, I try to make sure that each job, not including driving, and I'll explain that in a minute, but each job is I'm making at least bare minimum $1 per minute, right? So if I'm going out and let's just say this exact job was $19, I set a goal for myself, but I need to get this done within 19 minutes or less, right? And like I said, normally my inspections, if it's auto related, it takes me about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm not lying. When I got my system down, I can get one of these inspections, as long as people are not talking to me and I have the keys, I can get them done in about 10 minutes at this point. And that only comes from doing less than 20 or about 20 of them. So yeah, the more you do, the faster you can get and the more efficient you can get. So when I take those jobs, and some of them on the low end are 15, but I want to make sure they are close to my house, right? And other times I've taken them where they're anyway from 15 all the way up to, I've had one that was $30, and it still took me that same 10 to 15 minutes, right? And so with that, I try to make sure that I am making $1 per minute, not counting drive time, because I feel stuff and places here out in Georgia in the metro Atlanta area is just so far spaced out, because if I did that rule, it can take me anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes to get to a job. It takes me 20 minutes to get to my mom's house, and she's really close to me. So I'm trying to figure out something different with the travel, but to help compensate that for me, because I know I have to pay for gas and all that kind of stuff, right? To help compensate that, I do batch jobs together. So for instance, let's say today is the 31st of May, and let's say a job comes across. I did this one because it's due today. But let's say I get an auto inspection job or a site incident inspection fill request job, right? And I have 3 or 4 days to do it. So what I do is I accept multiple jobs in that same area. So I'll accept 3 or 4 jobs, batch them together in those areas, drive out there, still complete them in my allotted time that I give myself correctly. That is most important. You want to make sure you complete, I can speak. Make sure you complete your jobs correctly. So I get them completed correctly. So I'm still making that dollar per minute. So you guys hear me out. If it's taking me 10 minutes and I'm getting paid, normally, I'm not gonna lie, they're about $19 to $25. So let's just say 20 bucks. If I'm getting paid 20 bucks for 10 minutes worth of work, I'm cool with that. I am 100% cool with that. And then I'll put, like I said, I batch 2 to 3 more together. And so for 30 minutes, I made 60 bucks, right? When I batch them together. I am fine with that, because when you're working your job, how many of us can say for every hour that you're working, you're making $120? How many of us can say that right now? Not many, right? So I'm cool with that. So, you know, for an hour's worth of work, yes, I do have to drive, but I batch them together, as I said, and it cuts down the drive time for me. So the longest thing is getting to the first one and then getting home. That can take me anywhere from 20, as sometimes it's taking me 30 minutes due to traffic. But I'm cool with that. It offsets. And like I think I mentioned this before, I like to do one job that completely pays from gas, right? And then the other jobs, I look at those as pure profit. But I will see you guys. That was it for today. Unless I get another phone call or some more jobs coming through, I will let you guys know. I did run Google ads over the weekend that started yesterday, and I've gotten 2 calls and 1 text message from that. And actually someone just texted me and I need to reply to them once I get home. So I'll reply to that text message as soon as I stop driving, just to see if we can do and get things scheduled. Because if I get those 3 jobs done, that was $2.17. And that's going to be $100+ job or day for me, because that's 3 jobs in a row. And all I spent was $2.17. And I ran the ad near my house. So these individuals that are seeing my ads are not far from me, right? They're within a 20 to 30 minute driving range max. So that's it. That's it for reals. I will see you guys later, unless something else comes up and I'll hop back on. Bye.